What's the age limit
Age limit?
as far as youth to older?
Go ahead.
I'd say 25 to like probably like 70.
Damn,
I
that's
can't
hard.
have sex with an old wrinkly people. I'm so scared. That's my only thing.
Mrs. Peanut Butter Skin Joy Taylor is back doing podcasts, baby. The podcast gods have spoketh, so we must illuminate these conversations. Now, in case you've been living under a rock, Joy Taylor had recently come under scrutiny after a lawsuit drop where she was accused of many things. One of those things was essentially effing her way up to the top. Well, in this podcast, and I believe that this is Paul Pierce's podcast, it's called The Truth After Dark. She goes into intense detail into not only the ages that she would be open to date, but she discusses her libido, foreplay, and red flags. I'll leave a link to the full hour conversations down in the description box down below, but I want to go over some of the highlights. So without further ado.
At this stage, or
I mean, whatever I want to do for myself, I do.
yeah.
So
absolutely.
I don't need someone to change my life or introduce me to something new or like give me an
But you
experience.
want it, baby girl.
I think for me, when it comes to like financial status, you
Okay.
don't have to make as much as me.
Yeah.
We just have to be able to do the same things.
You just want to upkeep, like you have to be able to upkeep my lifestyle. Not
No,
necessarily.
no, no. You
upkeep
don't have to pay my
yours.
bills. Or you don't have to do anything for me.
No, but
I'm
he has
saying
to.
that
You gotta
love
be
with you,
equal.
is what
Yeah,
I'm
like if
saying.
we are
Or
going
better.
to like,
Got
we're
it.
going to go to dinner tonight. I don't, if it's not like, okay, this is out of my budget, that might be
Yeah, I get
a
what you're
situation.
saying.
But I'm also like, I say this tenderly because I'm 38 fucking years old. So yeah, like I've been working for 20 years. I'm a
Yeah.
professional adult.
Bending over tables for 20 years as you climb up the corporate ladder. Allegedly.
I was talking to someone about this last year. This young man came up and asked me about the splitting the bill conversation. And
Okay.
I went through with him and I was like, how old are you? And he was like 24. I was like, you shouldn't be worried about nothing I'm doing. Nothing I'm doing. You would not be at dinner with me.
Yeah.
Like, respectfully.
Yeah.
We're not in the same space in life. So
Yeah.
yeah, if I go out to dinner with a man of my age, like,
Yeah.
we should not have a problem paying for this dinner.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
Like, it's not about making as much as me or more than me or me asking how much you make or any of that. It's just like, when I was when I was 24, I
Yeah.
wasn't thinking about these things because I was just doing what 24-year-olds do.
Yeah, exactly.
So we can cut off a lot of dudes if you dating, you're not dating, whatever. But like future, what's the age limit
Age limit?
as far as youth to older? What's the youngest to the oldest? Like what's your range?
Watch this.
I would say right now, at my age right now.
Yeah.
I would not date younger than 25, 26.
Why are you laughing?
Why is that funny?
Listen, I'm laughing because you just told us a whole story about how a 24-year-old just cannot be on your level. So if he reaches 1 year older, all of a sudden now you open to dating him? Golly! The peanut butter in the skin is starting to impact the brain waves, baby.
Yes, I thought she was gonna be.
I
on some,
thought you would say-
I thought she was gonna
Yeah.
be on some like 35 to 50.
Yeah.
too.
The way she talking
no,
about
I
it.
mean, I don't think I could. I don't know.
So you would say, would you
I'm
date-
not gonna get up here and lie. Okay, young men are very aggressive and they do not care how old I am. And
Wait, but Joy, I have to ask you because this is a whole thing with women.
25
They're saying
is a
that these
grown
young men
man.
are really.
25 is grown, I
but
agree.
They're saying
Nah, you ain't about to have me out here on
No,
some
no,
bullshit.
no, no,
25
no.
is a grown ass
they're
man.
saying 25-year-old men are where it's at. All the older women, that's what I'm trying to say. The women that I've been talking to, like in their 30s, late 30s, they're like, these younger men, they come, they're intentional, they come with it. They're like not
come.
playing around. They want to date you. They like treat you like you're a goddess. They appreciate you. They talk life into you. Like I am hearing that these younger men from all these women, they are where it's at.
Well, see, here the thing is that many of these young men are just happy to be in the presence of a woman, not only famous, but making considerable amounts of money. So they're willing to acquiesce, and especially if they got them peanut butter skin, you heard, but they're willing to acquiesce some of the standards or requirements that they would normally had in a situation where they would want to be leading that woman. So yes, it's a lot easier for you because you can still be in control the same way that you love to be in control of your career. Kevin Samuels is up somewhere smiling somewhere because he accurately talked about this and predicted this 5 years ago. If it's not for the Tracy Ellis Rossing, if it's not for the Cray Summers, then you hear 10 to 15 years their junior in a Joy Taylor.
Yeah, I've never dated a younger man before. No, I've never wanted to.
They're telling
but
the truth.
At this point, they're talking about.
Is this the truth after dark? They're telling the truth.
This is what I'm hearing, and even.
But
the
I
ones-
don't like. It's 20. I don't want to be clear here because I'm not. I don't like. 25 is a grown man.
It's a grown man, Joy.
Okay.
You're not. Don't
You're not
worry
about to have
that.
me on some bullshit.
No, 25
You know
is
how the internet be.
grown. No, 25 is grown.
No, that's cool.
And the ones
It's
that
not
have
the
a
natural
coach,
order,
they
though.
are. They're like.
So
What's
I would say 25 to. I would say 25 to.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'd say 25 to like probably like 70.
70.
That's all right.
Jesus.
You got Steph Curry range.
25 to 70 is a crazy range.
Not
but
Steph
here's the
Curry
thing, though,
range.
Older men though.
Okay, tell me.
And to be clear, like I
Damn.
date within 5 years of my age range. Like I don't.
Damn.
I'm just answering the question.
Yeah.
All right.
She'll date 5 years in her age range, but she's willing to go up to 70 for them positions, baby. Allegedly.
If you see me pull up with a 70-year-old, don't ask any questions. Okay? He's got a plane. I'm doing this for all of us.
Nothing.
You're
All
doing
right?
this for me
Don't
and my
fucking ask no
homegirls.
questions. You better dap him up, Paul. What's up, bro?
Yeah. Dab it up and keep it on moving.
Let's go. Yeah. Better be real nice.
We're going to treat him real good.
Act like everything is normal.
Everything is normal.
You hear that, lady? She's doing it for all of y'all. Y'all better keep quiet while she's working her magic over there. Now, in order to make this a little bit more visual of an experience, let's go over who was alleged within the lawsuit and the age ranges that they said the sexual misconduct happened with. The man on the bottom right was a Fox Sports executive making a ton of money and in charge of the different talent decisions at the department. And it was also alleged that there was a conversation that she was willing to claim false allegations on this man if she did not continue to get her way. So yeah, she'll go 15 to 20 years older than this and about 10-ish years younger than that. Checks out. What's hilarious though was that Shannon Sharp, who she knows will get chastised for going 30 years his junior, albeit he was stupid in the way that he did it. But when women want to go 30 years their junior, they get the modern woman clap from the viewers. Interesting how that happens. Let's keep going.
Absolutely. But you know, like my dad is 77.
What's
and
your
he
dad
looks
look like?
so good. I mean, amazing.
Wow.
My dad is like tall, dark, handsome. He looks all like, even the housekeeper's
But
like,
you know
"Your
what
dad."
I like about older men? Older men have great stories. I like to talk. They got
Yeah,
all
they
the
do.
stories.
Yeah.
They're very confident.
They do.
They appreciate you. You know what I mean?
They do.
Yeah, for sure.
They're very sweet.
Damn,
I
that's
can't
dope.
have sex with an old wrinkly penis. I'm so scared. That's my only thing. I'm like,
Why do you think they're wrinkly?
Look,
Well, I don't know. Are they?
Aren't all
look at
penises
Paul
wrinkly?
Pierce. He's clenching his jaw. Look.
I don't know.
Go through the Rolodex.
Maybe.
At one point throughout the day, all penises are wrinkly.
You're right. When they're soft.
At the beginning.
Yeah.
At the beginning.
You're right.
In resting
You're
state.
right.
In
You're
resting
right.
state.
But is it?
kind
Do
of
they
like-
say they're like?
It's kind of like one big wrinkle.
You're right. And they say older men don't even want to have sex like that.
Man, that's crazy.
So hey, that might be a good look.
All right, I got a question. What are some of your non-negotiables?
I appreciate Paul Pierce transitioning from that subject. I think women like this often will make it common sport within a podcast situation or a talk show situation where they can just freely talk about men's genitalia as if we're just not there listening to them. But should groups of men and talk about bad vajayjays, smelly vajayjays, or old women with menopausal, dusty, wrinkly, wide as a hallway vaginas, we're the bad guy. Or they'll go the route of calling you gay. Nevertheless, I want to hear some of these non-negotiables, baby. Let's go.
For relationships,
Yeah, for relationship.
I
This
can't
is
do
just-
bitches. That's not my thing.
What do you mean?
He can't have no friends.
Oh, no. Of course,
No, I'm
friends.
saying,
Of course, friends.
this is your
Bitches and
non-negotiable.
friends are not the same thing.
Like, what do you mean, bitches? What does
Like,
that
I
mean?
can't do the whole, just bitches, Like, some men have bitches, and I can't do it. I'm not, like, I can't do, everyone knows what I'm talking about. I can't do bitches.
Yeah.
So there's just certain type of men I'm just not going to date because they need
Got
bitches, and
bitches.
I can't do it.
What about like a best friend of a? Like,
Oh, yeah, no. I think I don't, I at the same time, I don't want to date a man who doesn't have any platonic female friends. Because why do
said
no
that
women want to be
before.
around you?
Yeah. What if they've had sex like once in the past 10 years ago or just a few times and they're best friends? That doesn't bother you?
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think that humans should be able to interact with each other without the idea of having sex all the time. As a woman, when you get older, your hormones in your body change, the things that you need change. But I also feel like my relationship with sex has changed too, because my relationship with my body has changed. I'm more confident. I know what I like and what I don't like. I only put myself in positions where I feel safe. So there's I just have a different relationship with sex.
You didn't do that
because
before?
I do that. And I feel like as women get older, you just get a little more you get a little more frenzied. Like you do.
you
Your
just
body
need-
just changes. When I was younger, I had a completely different relationship with sex than I do now. But I do feel like a difference in my body. And I've always heard older women
say
I'm
that.
not an old woman.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
30
not an
I'm 38
older
years
woman.
old, for clarity. But
Okay, damn.
I've heard women as they get older, you get into your sexual prime as you age.
I've heard that.
Whereas men are in their sexual prime when they're younger.
Damn.
So yeah, it's happening.
Yeah, I've heard that as well. And I feel like even for me, when I was younger, sex was more performative for men. And it wasn't about my pleasure at all. Like I would have sex and I wouldn't reach an orgasm. I wouldn't have any of those things going on in long-term relationships. But I also never did the work to figure out like what it is that I need or what I like. And I feel like as I get older, I'm like, okay, I'm starting to understand my body and what I want. And hopefully men can be coachable. Do you feel like as a man, you ever had a woman coach you into making her?
I think all women do that. They like this way faster. This way. I'm like, damn. I feel like every woman coaching from day one.
I think there's a kind of a bad relationship though with coaching though. Like there's sort of this stigma that if you give direction that you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
But everyone likes different things. So if you don't communicate with your partner, then you're not really. What are we doing here?
This is my thing right now as an older man. I think like when you start getting more in tune with yourself too, as a man too, you start the little things that you skipped over as a younger person become bigger. Like you start looking more at the foreplay. How can you like mentally stimulate so that the body follow? You know what I'm saying? I think that's important. And then that's something that men, because men, we so thirsty. We just hurry up, try to get to it. We're like, nah, take your time. I be having to tell these youngins, take your time, bro.
Very interesting conversation, especially in thinking through the context behind all of this. But yeah, I agree with Paul. As you get older, you're going to experience more. You're going to add more to your toolkit. Okay, well, this worked out well a little bit here. That worked out, or that did not work out very well over there. Okay, the more that you have experience with it, the better that you are. But typically, if the act is bad, then men will take the brunt of that, and they could be at fault, but then there's also women that are absolute dead fishes. Anyway, that's the content that I have for you guys here today. I'll leave a full link to this podcast so you guys can go over there and enjoy it. There's like an hour worth of content over there. Questions, comments, concerns, y'all already know what to do. Me, go to turtlesandreviews@gmail.com. What do you guys think about the content? Do you think that was to a degree an admission of guilt, or you think that people are going to be utilizing it as evidence in order to understand her mindset and her thinking of, hey, I'm just doing this because he's got a jet, which is analogous to, hey, I'm just doing this because he can grant me that position? I don't think it does much in order to help her case. And in fact, I think it gives you a lot more information to understand her mindset of what she's being accused of. Drop me them comments down below. Join my men's self-development community, the MT Army. Link down in the description box down below. And I will see you guys soon. Until next time, YouTube. Peace.
She belongs to the street.
Girl, don't hold my hand. You a mattress actress on the OnlyFans. Get your money, girl, but damn, how is that your only plan? What you gonna do when you get too old to strip and dance? Get up out your echo chamber screaming period and yes. You a low down dirty woman if you try to get knocked up by a high value man.